is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all, this
just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Thursday, everybody. How we feeling? Feeling good? Ready for the weekend almost?
Yeah,
Friday
it's almost
Junior?
there. We can't say Friday Junior.
I know, but what the hell?
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know if you could say that either. All right, here we go. Today, we're kicking things off with a very controversial topic, talking about things you can't say. Kanye West. A lot of people are talking about Kanye wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt at a Paris fashion show earlier this week. Kanye also sent models down the runway in t-shirts after the show. Kanye wrote on Instagram that everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome. Some stars, including model Gigi Hadid, called him a bully and a joke, but other stars are coming to Kanye's defense, including rapper Diddy. Let's take a look.
Kanye, my boy, is a super free thinker. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what he means is like misconstrued. And I understand white lives do matter, but it's not that. That was our slogan. That wasn't our slogan to go share with nobody else. And so that's the only message. We don't have to condemn Kanye or cancel him.
So Kanye has doubled down and said, white lives matter because they do. It's like that Spaceballs reference. Evil will always triumph over good because good is dumb.
Yes. I
don't know if we needed that follow-up.
Yeah,
we got the story, but yeah.
You know, here we are.
I'm trying to make light of a nasty kind of situation. Yeah, but what do you guys think about it in all seriousness?
Kanye makes us have these conversations, and this is like, I think he's kind of wrapped himself in this blanket of being a provocateur. So we look deeply into everything he says. Like, what does it mean? What does it mean? And it's really nothing. What the White Lives Matter did not exist until Black Lives Matter existed. Black Lives Matter existed because Black lives were not being accounted for. Literally missing Black and brown women, especially. We did our personal segments on this show just dedicated to it because it was such an underrepresented thing. So we needed to say Black Lives Matter because we needed to start to level and make things equal. Kanye saying White Lives Matter is something that everybody already knew. That's why it was never mentioned until Black Lives Matter. So I just see it as just a really weak attempt at, just letting us know one more time what side of the ledger he's on, Lindsay, because I think he's made it pretty clear now that this is where he stands. And I think Diddy tried to over-explain it. I think this is who he is.
And I think that he also did it for shock value. He had a surprise show in Paris that no one knew about. Everyone showed up and got their invitations last minute. And then people walked out, like Jaden Smith or even the Vogue editor, Gabriella Carifa Johnson, sent out a message on social media like, this is ridiculous. And then he got mad with her and started antagonizing her on social media. And mind you, she's someone who's trailblazing in her field. And so he's just obnoxious. And I understand when you want you want to be revered for your creative genius, right, and you want people to come out to your show and provide that shock value, but you don't do it on the backs of the people who literally built your career. So that is not appropriate. And he does this whole thing where he's like, George Bush doesn't like black people, and then he does all these antics, and now kind of the people who thought that he was like, oh my God, you're speaking for us. You're doing College Dropout about people who might not be going to school but still have passion in life and complete things, and now you're flipping sides, after this whole decade where you did this transition where you don't give a crap about anybody who really built your career. It's just really trash, and honestly, it's unfortunate. And I think a lot of people are like at their wits' end with Kanye, because as much as we appreciate all he's done for the culture and for his creativeness when it comes down to clothing and artistry in his industry, it's just like you're going too far every single time.
Yeah. I just say with great power comes great responsibility, and whether he knows it or not, Kanye's great power. He's a huge platform, and saying that, whether it was for attention or not, is a dangerous thing to have said, and also super careless. As Amanda Seales said, who's an activist, she goes, he can continue to be a clown. We don't have to come to the circus. At some point, the spell's got to be broken. This is Kanye, and if he wants to wear a Trump hat and wear White Lives Matter, he's saying who he is. We got to believe him.
How come the machine, and when I talked about the machine earlier this week, I don't even know if it was on this show, but the machine being like the big networks, the big companies, Amazon, CBS, Balenciaga. Why do they keep giving him opportunities when people have been canceled for way less? If someone even wore a White Lives, like I know that movement just happened, but if 2 years ago we look back 10 years and one of those models was now an actor wearing a White Lives t-shirt, they would be canceled because of what they wore in that fashion show. Why aren't people being held accountable for wearing, even if they're models with no careers, why aren't they, how come we don't hear any of the models walking out of their jobs?
Well, Jeff, you're talking about a situation that's fair. Like, this is not, this is not a meritocracy. When we talk about, who gets canceled and who doesn't, none of those models probably have 10 million followers. Right. None of those models
neither did people who got canceled 2 years ago.
The answer to your
20 years ago,
the answer to your question is always money, right? So we talk about people working with Kanye. It's because he actually has shown a track record of bringing their companies money, because he actually is very stylish and can create styles that do translate through to every single culture throughout the world.
Shouldn't Balenciaga be held accountable as well?
Well, I definitely think that more companies should be morally held to some sort of moral standards, but when has that ever been the case ever in life? Right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
the last 2 years.
But not really, Jeff. They just get a panel of black people to say, okay, we're good with the company, and what have they actually done, though? That's what we're talking about during
nothing.
The
I agree with you.
So they've been held to a standard, then done nothing.
They're putting on a show that they think they're doing something.
So that's what I'm saying. You're saying hold Kanye, but it's not like black people are like, oh my God, come in, do this for us. Like, he's working alongside white companies that are actually supporting this. Right. And so that would be the trash behavior that I think we all can benefit from, telling the companies that we don't think this is appropriate any longer, especially if you're the same companies that put out statements talking about we stand by our brothers and sisters during Black Lives Matter movement.
Right. Well, I'm kind of making a point that, like, these rich people walking around in their Balenciaga t-shirts and also trying to be quote-unquote activists on social media, you should not be wearing those shirts then. You're a hypocrite. I want all homeless people to find a home, except I live in a gated community in Beverly Hills, which keep those homeless people away from me. But I'm an activism for homeless people.
When you see them, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's where I'm at.
Do you think Kanye, and this is just a kind of deep, nuanced question about this, wore that shirt to say that? Like, is that what he was trying to provoke and say, all of this is just performative? Like, is that where he was trying to go? Or is he just being a clown? Because I want him to try. I want the message to be like, maybe it was a subverted message about performative activism, right? Like what you said. And I'm like, I don't know if he has that.
This is where we go, and this is one of my issues I've always had with conspiracy theories, is like you're looking right at something, but there's this thing where we want to feel smarter than we are, but it's like, well, maybe it's this thing.
Right.
Maybe it's not that.
Maybe it's racist.
That person is dressed in a Grand Dragon Clan outfit, but maybe they're really trying to represent the hypocrisy. It's like, no, they're telling you where they are.
No, and he also chose to bring in Candace Owens and stand back. And Candace is very direct about her stance on the whole matter, right? She doesn't chase down the founders of Black Lives Matter intentionally to prove that they are trash, right? So she went out of her way to try to belittle them. So he had her there wearing White Lives Matter. You said what your point was. There's no mixed message in that point.
I think Lindsay is saying that Candace picked the phone up on the first ring when Kanye. I'm in. I'm wearing it now.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's unfortunate, honestly.
Absolutely. And I try to get Kanye's back. There's no really getting his back on this one. Like you said, it's just excuses. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
I'm easily tickled, y'all.
Yeah,
Doesn't take much.
You're going to sit here and be right.
I know y'all going to be mad at me, but I'm just telling you the truth.
You can smirk all you want. You don't have to tell me to go.
Brad Pitt.
Oh, man. Kanye still? What else?
Yeah. What's your favorite Kanye song?
Well, do you think this will slow Kanye down? Will he do something else in a couple of weeks and we'll still be talking to him? Will he host another fashion show? Will he show up on Saturday Night Live? Will he continue to be mainstream?
Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he hosted a fashion show with another brand. That was his own brand that he held a secret fashion show for.
No, I think he did it for Balenciaga.
He walked for Balenciaga. Oh, the opening.
But that was his own fashion show that he put the people on?
His own fashion show was White Lives Matter.
But he walked for Balenciaga right before that stunt he pulled.
Okay.
So it was like the timing.
I would imagine Balenciaga would never have him again after that. Would you?
I think that he would.
After White Lives Matter?
Well, listen, he said, according to Kanye, he said that the Vogue editor-in-chief, Anna Wintour, connected him and Gabriella and had them have a sit-down dinner.
I saw that too.
And so apparently people are still talking to him. It's not like...
I think until it affects your bottom line.
Your show? Dude,
is it affecting their bottom line? Okay. Once there are protests against it, then yes.
Yeah.
But until then, why would
maybe it's just like, there's tons of things you could have done for shock value right now. There's tons of things that are not helpful to anybody. Like everybody in your family is impacted by the sentiment of Black Lives Mattering. They literally are Black. You came from Chicago, right? So you should probably try to figure out how to find incentives to promote and elevate Black success and Black happiness
and Black
and just the Black being.
Yeah, right.
Right? You should find ways to do that
There's
instead of like trying to.
hostility to him, which is weird. He seems like
Resentment.
openly.
Well, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that maybe he's mad, like a lot of people were, about the actual movement itself and the founders having some incidences that occurred. Right. In regards to what they were doing with the funding, but that doesn't mean the bigger movement didn't transcend beyond those people. And people who never donated or aligned themselves with that specific cause, but were a larger part of what's going on.
Yeah, it was broader.
They called it a scam. But we don't really like.
Some people do think the administration would be allowed.
I didn't know that little extra step was happening. Good job, Rob.
Rob got those sweet feet.
I know he does.
Oh, that's cute. Sweet
Nimble
feet.
toes over there. Usually you're the guy showing everyone else. How are we going to show you? We can't now. That's Rob. Oh, there we go. That's Rob, everybody. I like it. I like
What
it.
camera
Works
is
hard.
that?
Yeah, right? I never saw
4 drinks in, Cam?
Where is that coming from?
That didn't look like you're 4 drinks in.
And where's Rob in that camera?
Where's that camera
Rob,
coming
you got to
from?
move over so we can get you in the shot.
Oh, it's yours? That was weird. I thought it was coming from over
Me
there.
too.
Should we do a show or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this part better. I'd rather do this.
Wait. never
Go
mind.
for it. Yeah,
No,
what?
That was Rob taping Kelly's side?
See, I was confused too. I know, we got to move on.
Okay.
All right, I'm with you. We have some updates.
Somebody get a dry erase board for Lindsay.
It's like when you're in a mirror and then you're like, wait a second.
The right hand.
All right, hold on. We have an update. We got to get to this story because it's riveting. 2 power couple divorces. First, according to multiple outlets, Tom Brady has hired his own divorce lawyer after it reported was his wife Giselle had lawyered up earlier this week. Giselle was also spotted out with her kids, but without her wedding ring. And Brad Pitt is denying allegations. He choked one of his kids and poured alcohol on them and Angelina Jolie during that infamous flight back in 2016. But now TMZ is reporting Brad is estranged from his 6 kids and that Angelina is engaged in a smear campaign against him.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, so what do we think? I mean, there's a lot of money involved in these divorces. That's why we're talking about celebrity news, big money going on. Angelina and Brad, not a good example for if it's official that Tom and Giselle are really getting married.
I think
right?
the ring comes
Get married.
off.
Or divorced, I'm sorry. I'm always half full.
Lindsay, is there any time where the wedding ring comes off that it goes back on? I think when
If you
she's
show up
not
publicly
wearing
without
her
it.
ring anymore.
Oh.
Do you ever?
I think there's plenty of times. Yeah, people go through their little moments and then decide they're going to work it out.
I agree with
I'm also not married, so y'all tell me. But
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen people say, I'm not wearing my ring anymore, get some like turquoise gem for a little while, and then put their wedding ring
I'm with Elle on this one. I think the anti-ring is, she knows that's a huge statement. We're all going to get pictures of it. We're going to zoom in on that. It started, and the problem with the divorce of big money is the battlefields are drawn, and now it gets nasty. So I wish it could be done amicably, but usually with this amount of money, she has $480 million. He has $230 million in his career. That's an empire to split up.
Do you think he'll go after her money?
I don't know.
I think his lawyer might.
Yeah, I was going to say his divorce attorney will.
There's still an opportunity to bow out of the season and go home to your family and make it all work.
Wouldn't
you just
mid-season? This is a great opportunity
And he's
to
not
make
doing
the right
well,
decision.
am I right? Like as a Buccaneer?
Yes, they're not.
What are you talking about? They just put on like the best display last week.
They got beat last week.
Yeah, but they put on a great show. He's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL.
Second place is the first loser, man. Come on.
I said top 3. I said top 3.
But like he's
We're
not
in
doing
agreement.
great this season.
I
Is
think
that right or
that's
no?
probably got to be part of it because you think about that moment he had. It's like when Michael Jordan hit that game-winning shot in 1998. He could have retired then, but then he came back with the Wizards and everybody's like, boo. Like this, that's what Tom Brady could have left the sports arena holding the Super Bowl trophy, model wife, let's go live our life. Instead, he's like, let me come back, get mopped up last week on national TV.
Mopped up?
They
lost by a touchdown.
Yes,
they
they
covered
gave
the
up like
spread.
50 points, and they don't have a
didn't
great
cover the
record,
spread.
and they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. They are not. And so now he's going to be divorced without a Super Bowl, going out as a loser. And he had his moment.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? We got to go, but when we brought up Angelina Jolie and then Giselle and them, Everyone wants to talk about Brady and Giselle. We got to go. Who gives it? Who cares what I say?
Yeah,
we'll be right back.
I care.
I've never.
Millions of Americans will soon be able to apply for up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt relief under President Biden's new program. But some people on social media are claiming that a change made by the Department of Education now excludes some borrowers who thought they were getting relief. So let's verify. Did the Biden administration make a change to the student loan forgiveness plan that excludes some borrowers from relief? The answer is yes. The Department of Education changed which loans qualify for forgiveness. Using these sources, I'll walk you through which ones are no longer eligible and why the change was made. Using the Wayback Machine, an Internet Archive tool, Verify compared what the Department of Education website said on September 27th and the 29th. On the 27th, it said that borrowers with privately held federal student loans could receive relief by consolidating these loans into the direct loan program. But now the site says borrowers with federal student loans not held by ED cannot obtain one-time debt relief by consolidating those loans into direct loans. So what does that mean? Well, now people with federal family education loans and Perkins loans that are held by private lenders and not by the Department of Education are no longer eligible for relief. But there's one exception. If these borrowers applied to consolidate their loans into the Department of Education's federal direct loan program before September 29, 2022, then they're still eligible for student loan forgiveness. The Department of Education says the changes were made to, quote, provide relief to as many eligible borrowers as quickly and easily as possible, and that it's still exploring legally available options to offer relief to Fell and Perkins borrowers. Jessica Thompson, vice president at the Institute for College Access and Success, believes the change in the eligibility reflects the department's concern about a legal challenge from private businesses who hold those loans. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
Welcome back. She's never one to shy away from the truth, and every week she tells us how it is on Dancing with the Stars. Earlier, we spoke with Carrie-Ann Ayanaba. Take a look.
Let's talk about your career before Dancing with the Stars, because we understand you toured with Madonna. So tell us why you say that was your dream job.
Wow.
First of all, right there, I'm wearing a wig because what happened was on that tour, Madonna was experimenting with androgyny and all of that. So I was very excited because she's always one of those people who pushes the boundaries. And so she asked me to do the tour, and it was to enter on a 50-foot fire pole, topless, in a G-string. So I was like, yes, because I think it was really cool for me to have the opportunity to show people that Asian women don't have to be like graphic designers or nurses. Like we could be something more and more creative than that.
I love it. I love it.
That's how we should start the show.
Exactly. Yeah, that's Al. You're going to be dropping from the ceiling. Yeah. Okay, so we hear the Madonna.
Al, you can do it.
Yeah. That Madonna had unique rules for her dancers. So what were they?
If you were late, it was $100 per minute.
Wow.
So to this day, I am never late. And I'm so grateful because it really taught me early on. I was just a young dancer at the time. And, you know, dancers can be late and a little irresponsible at the time. But she was like $100 a minute. And she collected.
Wow.
I like that, actually. So another story, right? Carrie-Ann, making the rounds is Sharon Osbourne's new documentary about her being fired from The Talk. Why did you want to be in her documentary?
Well, first of all, I really wanted to talk about it because not only did it affect Sharon, it affected our audience, it affected all of us. It affected me. I've been in therapy ever since because it was very traumatic for all of us. In my opinion, I felt like it wouldn't have happened the way it did if I was there, and I wanted to talk about it as well. I didn't appreciate the way it continued on live television. I think they could have put an end to it, and I think we could have come back with an apology and a discussion because, like you guys, we can have different opinions, but still agree to disagree in a way that is respectful of everyone.
That's going on our highlight reel.
Yeah, it is.
We got to talk about Dancing with the Stars. And I've spoken, obviously, we knew we were going to interview you, and everybody says that they love that you're the hard judge on the show. I think a lot of people, people appreciate honesty, and everybody's so nice. People need honesty. Do you ever think that your criticisms are too harsh?
You know, I appreciate the question because it's based in, it's all truth, right? And at the beginning of my career on Dancing with the Stars, I was like talking to a therapist saying, this is really stressful to be a judge. As a woman, you know, we want to nurture. It's my natural instinct to nurture and teach. And I love dance and I love everybody out there. I believe in truth. I love hard truths back to me because that's the only way I can grow. If I'm living in a fantasy world, I'm not going to grow. Same with our contestants. They come on our show. It's a grueling process. It's really like, it's a testament to them really having bravery and courage. And I want to do them the honor, give them the real experience and letting them know what's not going so well so that if they want to and can, they can fix it. So it's like a gift to them. And it's like a coach, you know?
It's true. It's constructive criticism. Absolutely. Okay, you brought up bravery and courage. What was your first thought when you heard Selma Blair was cast this season?
You know what? My heart melted. You know, I also deal with chronic illness. I have autoimmune disease, nothing to the extent of Selma, although I have also been paralyzed with pain. So I have a very kindred, like, closeness and compassion and empathy for her. When she seized up that I think it was the second week when she was dancing, I have so many emotions for her and I have so much empathy, but also I'm just happy for the autoimmune community because she's such an amazing example of being able to overcome and get to a place where your life can be manageable.
Yeah,
so she blows me away.
Yeah,
right?
She brings me to tears. She's inspiring. We only have about a minute left, but this is important. You do a lot for people with autoimmune disorders, and you speak about your own wellness journey on Carrie Ann Conversations. Why is it important for you to be so open about your own struggles?
I think everybody who's going through struggles, we often feel alone and separate. And so I found a community online with people who had Sjogren's syndrome, who had lupus, who had fibromyalgia, and all the things that I had, and they supported me in a way that maybe they weren't even aware of. So I made it a quest to make sure that I gave back. I have access to certain doctors and experts that maybe not everybody else has, and I always want to share and help people to feel less alone in their struggles.
Do not miss Dancing with the Stars every Monday on Disney+. Also, make sure to check out Carrie Ann's lifestyle brand by visiting CarrieAnnConversations.com. Carrie Ann, thank you so much for inspiring us all, just for being you. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you all so much.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
You will hear the phrase early detection saves lives, and that's because doctors will widely agree taking action quickly can make a huge difference in breast cancer treatment and outcomes. So what is the guidance for how to detect it and monitor your breast health? Let's verify.
Our sources are several sets of guidelines, and breast oncologist Dr. Claudine Isaacs, who points out
there are different guidelines from different groups.
A screening is checking for a disease before any signs or symptoms. For breast cancer, that typically means mammograms and physical exams. Those leading breast cancer organizations may recommend mammograms beginning at 40, 45, 50. Some will say annually, others say every other year. Those at highest risk might be encouraged to get a mammogram even earlier. Age, family history, ancestry, inherited gene mutations, personal health history, and lifestyle all could factor into how early, how often, and what type of screenings should happen. The National Comprehensive Cancer Network does recommend people have a breast cancer risk assessment by age 25.
What we're really trying to do is to figure out how to get more personalized at this.
Along with regular well woman visits with a healthcare provider, the advice has long been to conduct monthly breast self-exams. Now, guidance on that is divided. Dr. Isaacs says it's most important to recognize lumps, bumps, changes in texture, or pain.
What is important is that people know what their breasts feel like. And if they notice something, that they go and they have it checked out.
She adds the best guidance for you will come from the healthcare providers who know you best.
Those are conversations that have to happen on a regular basis. The great thing about medicine is that our knowledge keeps on evolving and our guidelines change as a result. So because you had that discussion 10 years ago doesn't mean that it still applies to today.
Having updated conversations is especially important if you miss doctor's appointments during the pandemic. And the reason there's disagreement over how often mammograms should occur is because they can have false positives, which can be stressful for people or actually lead them to not seek future care. So even that is something involving some personal assessment and a conversation with your healthcare provider. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
From coast to coast, divisions are dealing with teacher shortages. As a result, some of them have turned to a 4-day week. Last year, 800 divisions made the switch. Experts think some of the benefits include keeping teachers within the same division. Another pro is that parents and teachers can schedule appointments during the week on their off day. But the results have been mixed. A pre-pandemic study found students on a 4-day school week had slower gains in math and reading scores compared to a 5-day week. A 4-day week can also make access to food hard for some families. And if optional activities are offered by schools on the 5th day, lack of transportation could limit access for some kids.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter helps you distinguish between true and false information by answering your questions. It provides fast facts on trending topics, spotlights major stories, and even includes a daily fun fact for all those trivia buffs out there. Get Verify's fast facts delivered every weekday to your email inbox. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
It's Thursday, so that means it's time for some great deals from our friends at Morning Save. Check them out.
Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey Tori, hey DBL Nation. I am so excited to show you the deals today. Yes. And trust me, they are fabulous. You don't want to miss this. So first up, we've got the Lomi Succulent Wireless Charging Stand.
What?
So this deal includes one charging stand that's the perfect combination of style and effectiveness.
Oh, I love it.
So normally this is $60, Tori.
Okay.
But we've got it for just $19.99.
Yes.
So that's saving everyone 67%. Now, Tori, this is incredible. We've got the Westinghouse Portable Oral Water Flosser.
Ooh, I've heard these.
So this deal includes one water flosser with 4 nozzles. It's rechargeable and will give your mouth a really deep clean. Normally, it's $60.
Ay, ay, ay.
But we've got it for just $19.99.
All right.
Saving everyone 67%. Now, next up, this is Cuisinart Prep 7-Cup Food Processor.
Nice.
So the deal includes one food processor with accessories and a recipe book. So normally this machine is $235, but right now it's only $74.99.
Yeah.
So it's saving you guys up to 68%. And then last but certainly not least, today we've got a 2-pack of Beauty Bio, the ultimate hydrating hypervitamin cream. So this deal includes 2 2-ounce creams, which go much deeper than just skin deep.
Oh, wow.
So normally this is $140, but we've got it for just $29.99 for both creams.
What?
So it's saving our viewers 79%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan that QR code you see on your screen. It's going to take you directly to these products on Morning Save's website. It's such an easy thing to do. Thank you so much, Steph.
Lindsay, how do you not have a Costco membership?
It's only me and Colin. Now me, Colin, and the baby. It's like a lot of food for
a family.
That's a family. Costco.
Okay, but you're going to get like 47 meatballs? How many times are you going to eat meatballs?
Go there because people at Costco love Daily Blast Live.
Okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.